Hey, welcome to the Diabetes Remission Roadmap podcast with the two renegade pharmacists, Brian Bisher and Cory Jenks. You are listening to this because you are a person with type 2 diabetes who is committed and driven to breaking free from this diagnosis and creating a real, meaningful change in your health and life. In these episodes, we're here to help you ditch the scripts with doses of unconventional wisdom on topics such as fitness, nutrition, medication, mindset, and more. So without any further delay, let's dive right in.
Hey man, we're back. Another exciting edition of the Diabetes Remission Roadmap podcast. This is Cory. I'm with Brian, and this is a rapid fire question episode. So we are going to skip the banter that people. I know you love the banter. We've gotten a lot of feedback on the witty back and forth banter that we do. There's no time, Brian, because these are rapid fire questions. We have to rapidly fire them.
Well, this is frequently asked question Friday, or we could call it rapid fire Friday. I don't know. Doesn't have to be a name for it. We can just do it. But yeah, Cory, we've been getting a lot of messages in our we call it the DMs, right? People have been hitting up our DMs these days.
Yeah,
Instagram.
old man. Yeah, old man. Yeah, sounds good.
I'll just cut to the chase. But a lot of people, they've got questions, Cory, and I'm gonna act like they're the person just asked you. I can't think of the name for it. I'm gonna act as that. What would you call that? I'm literally having like a blonde moment here.
Act as if you're the person asking the question.
No, but I'm an interviewer. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, these are going from rapid fire to intermittent fire questions in a hurry, Brian.
All right, Cory. Well,
let's get down to business.
Rapid fire. Okay, I will try to rapid fire these.
You're also allowed to answer your own rapid fire question, Brian.
Okay.
So
cool.
If you stump the chump here, we can work on this together.
Okay. Cool. So, first question, and it's more of a statement, but we're going to turn it into a question. Is wheat pasta better than regular pasta?
Well, I would say it depends. I'm going to be very very nebulous there. So, why would we choose wheat pasta over unwhole wheat pasta, Brian? What would there be what's the reason other than the man has said whole wheat everything is better? Whole grains, whole wheat, healthy whole grains. If we repeat it enough, we believe that it is better. So why would we choose whole wheat pasta?
Because it's brown, and that's what the marketing says on the label.
Ooh, ow, you're getting saucy quick, Brian. So I think that the idea of something that's whole wheat versus not whole wheat is that there's going to be more fiber in it. And in theory, that could help with blunt a sugar response, right? Fiber will help blunt a sugar response. Now, my question is, the hard part is these are in a vacuum. So is whole wheat pasta better than regular pasta? Kind of. What are you eating it with? What is the volume of whole wheat pasta that you're eating? What is your movement around it? What is your metabolic status eating the pasta? Are you a runner or a swimmer or a triathlete who's depleted their glycogen stores after a long run? Or are you sitting at a desk all day on a computer, not burning any energy? And your sugar is already 300, in which case I would say it doesn't really matter at that point. So I would say possibly marginally better, but yeah, I don't know. The marketing thing got me, Brian.
Marginally better is probably the right term here. I would say it also depends. I'm actually going to switch over to bread. Pasta aside, I don't know. There's definitely better choices for if you're trying to get your blood sugar under control than whole wheat pasta. I would go straight to chickpea pasta because then it's got a lot more actual fiber in it than the wheat pasta. And just do that. Just check the boxes of the quote unquote whole wheat pasta that they are trying to sell you and see how much actual fiber is in it compared to the white pasta to see if there's any difference at all. Because as Cory says, it would come down to the fiber content of the pasta. But in reality, both the whole wheat version and the regular version, the white version, is just very refined. And it's just your body's gonna just spike it up really quickly. It's a lot of energy. You may not need that energy. And as I used to tell people all the time, if you're going to get whole wheat, if you're going to buy into that route of whole wheat, get the actual whole wheat that is the bread that they sell that's whole wheat is not really much. It's actually probably just as refined as the white version of the bread. So if you're going to get the whole version, go to the frozen food section, buy the frozen bread that is actually whole wheat. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but you know what that's going to do? It's going to restrict you a little bit more too on how much you eat, because it's just adding in a little bit of a cost barrier there for your bread. but it also will have more fiber. If I mean, it's probably a more whole food version of your bread um, that you can get there. We can dive into more of these deeper. Let's go to the next question, Corey.
Well, no,
Unless
I'm
you have
not
a
done. I have two more things to say. So if you're looking for a pasta substitute, zoodles are great. Zucchini noodles, like you're really having like a somewhat vegetable substitute. The other one that I found is edamame pasta, which is ton of protein, ton of fiber, and quick plug for an app we get no kickbacks from, but the Hava app introduced me to edamame pasta. So I found that to be the most realistic pasta-based pasta alternative to like actual pasta. And then the other thing I'll say is pasta your main dish or the side dish?
yeah,
Try to make it the side dish. We got to have a lot of I would lead with the protein and fibrous vegetables and make pasta the side dish. And one thing that I've done is I will steam some vegetables. I love pasta sauce, so I'll throw the sauce on the veggies with a little bit of chicken or sausage, and that is a way to flip that nutrition to energy ratio in your favor. So,
yeah.
does having diabetes mean you never have pasta again? No, but we also want to build a body that can handle when you have some pasta too. But that's a whole nother subject, Brian, and that's another deep dive we could go into. So, hopefully, this answered your question. If you had a question about whole wheat pasta and you were curious about bread, man, Brian just knocked it out of the park for you for both of them. So, let's hit
Yeah.
the next one.
One more thing, real quick on that
Oh man, we're gonna
is
play
that
one. This has now gone from quick rapid fire to one more thing. Okay,
is that one, you've got me hooked on the edamame pasta. It is delicious, and two, zucchini's a fruit. Anyways,
great.
the next question is what? How do they hide sugar in other words and ingredients? What other ways does sugar pop up? If you're listening to this and thinking, this is exactly what I need, but I'll deal with it at my next doctor's appointment, I want to lovingly call out something important. Waiting 6 months for someone to glance at your labs isn't a plan, it's a gamble. Your blood sugar doesn't pause until your next visit, your habits don't magically change on their own, and you don't need another rushed conversation where you walk out with more questions than answers. If you want clarity, real personal clarity on what's driving your numbers and how to turn them around, grab a blood sugar clarity call with us. It's free, it's personalized, and it gives you a plan you can act on right away, long before your next appointment rolls around. Just head to the show notes and tap the link to book your call. Don't wait for someone else to set the pace for your health. Take the next step while you've got the momentum.
Oh man, this is like a chemistry question, and I'm having cold sweats thinking back to chemistry and medicinal chemistry. So you have sugar, but we'll give you some other ones. High fructose corn syrup. So any sort of like corn syrup. Honey is sugary. Let's what else? Gosh, can you help me out?
Agave,
There's
agave nectar would be
agave
one.
nectar, but it sounds so healthy. It says agave nectar of the gods. Nectar must be good. Agave sounds natural, but again, if you're already in an energy sugar toxic state, they're not going to do many favors. So
Yeah, I'm honestly
maltodextrin,
maltodextrin.
dextrose.
Yes, maltodextrin, dextrose, corn. Anything that has the word corn in it is basically like a simple carb, simple sugar. Corn syrup, potato starch is honestly like a another filler. It's basically like a
Which is
sugar.
in shredded cheese. Potato starch is in shredded cheese. They use it as an anti-caking agent. Take a look the next time you buy shredded cheese. So
Yeah.
so they hide it in like everything. If something is so like ketchup, they hide it in ketchup. It's high fructose ketchup. Is they hide it in like a lot of condiments, salad dressings. So our advice is if possible, eat a food that has like one ingredient, like a one ingredient label, like a protein, like even cottage cheese. So you buy cottage cheese if we buy a Daisy brand in our house, but if you buy the store brand, they fill it with all sorts of like additives and fillers that are somewhat carby. So,
Carrageenan.
and you're still going to do better than eating like something that's pure carb. Like you're getting good protein and fat in a cottage cheese product. But yeah, like most things that come in a package are often there's a hidden source of sugar in them.
Yeah, and I'll kind of say five ingredients for like anything that's like a quote unquote processed food. Yeah, obviously a food that doesn't need an ingredient label is ideal. But if you're buying food that has ingredient labels on it, my rule of thumb is look for five ingredients or less and make sure you know what they are. Like you can pronounce them. You could honestly eat them individually ideally as that can be. Like you're like, oh yeah, this is like a salsa is a great opportunity, like a great example. It's got lime juice, it's got cilantro, it's got onion, it's got some tomatoes, and like those are the ingredients, but those are all individually whole foods. So
Ryan
that's
coming in with the salsa reference. He's the one in Ohio. I'm the one in Tucson, Arizona, and he's bringing salsa to the game. I love it. I have actually seen salsa with added sugar. I went
oh
to
yeah.
buy some salsa for a recipe I was using, so I didn't need something authentic. It was the store brand of salsa, and they had added sugar to it. So I think the
Yeah.
lesson here is check the label for any added sugar. And I guess, like, to me, this takes us to another level of why are we adding sugar to everything? Is that we've been conditioned to need everything to be sweet. So this is not just like a macronutrient question or a caloric question. It's a what are we training our palate to desire and need question. Like, if you need your
Wow.
salsa to be sweet, then we got to work on our palate that has been conditioned to want sweet. And it's not like your fault. Our food environment has led us to want sweet things. So that actually jogged actually it was a very angry memory, Brian. I was so pissed
Mm.
when I bought salsa and had added sugar to it. So
Oh,
it was
it
too
just
sweet. Tomatoes are sweet
angers
enough.
me about all the food that they give to kids in school because it's like they're almost conditioning my son right now to just crave sweets. It's like
Mhm.
all he wants is that stuff. And it's like yesterday in school, like he got just a ridiculous amount of like snack time stuff, like Starburst and jelly beans, and like I'm like, stop! This
It's not
should
even
be
Easter
illegal.
time. Why is he getting jelly beans? Come on.
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
school.
I probably got that wrong. He probably wasn't eating jelly beans, but
All right. Well,
whatever.
can't
The
get nothing
point
by me,
being
Brian.
is that like yeah, the the point being is that added sugars in a lot of stuff. You gotta look. Um, it's not really something that you should hyper fixate on. Like to if don't make the don't make perfect the enemy of good and like progress here, but just know that it is going to be a way that it sneaks up the energy amount in your food and it's going to maybe keep you from. It could probably be triggering some blood sugar spikes that are going to then trigger some more cravings. As Corey points out, like it is a way that you just need to evaluate, like, why do I crave so many sweet things? Like that is part of the bigger problem there that's going to help. Like if you get to the root cause of that, it's going to help you then reverse type 2 diabetes. So next question, because I want to move on. And this question is good because it's like, do I need to measure everything I eat? I think it kind of flows from what we just talked about. Do I need to measure everything I eat, Corey?
I don't think that it's a sustainable practice to measure everything you eat for your whole life. I could make some arguments that like 1 to 2 weeks of really paying close attention and possibly journaling or measuring everything you're doing is useful because a lot of times stuff will sneak in. But unless I have a few robot engineer friends that literally track everything they eat, and they are freaks. And if you are that, I apologize for calling you a freak. It's a good way. It's like a freak of nature in a good way. Like this guy can jump out of a pool. You're a freak of nature. That's a good thing. You can track everything you eat. Yeah, that's good. I don't think you have to. I think once you start seeing patterns and building skills, both correlating certain foods and macronutrients and patterns of eating with blood sugar and how you feel, you kind of figure it out after a couple of weeks. Like it can be a pretty quick process. So that's an answer of yes and no. Yes, you should and could, but not forever because that's insane. And Brian and I are super health conscious dudes. I don't do it. But
Mm-mm.
if you, it's like teach a man to fish. You kind of eat for life, so to speak.
Yeah. And I'll say it can open up the doors to some hidden calories that you're consuming that have been blocking your fat loss, weight loss goals.
And blood
Fat
sugar
and
lowering
blood sugar
too.
goals.
All
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
There's way more fat in things than you realize, like just oils alone. When you're going out to dinner, like restaurants, like it just seems like my food just glimmers with oil. So I just pretty much assume like add an extra hundreds of calories to whatever I'm eating. Don't buy like the restaurant nutrition labels there. And I think this kind of leads into the next question is like, well, Corey, if I don't want to count what I eat, if I don't want to track what I eat, what do I eat?
What do you? Okay, so this is a rapid fire question of what do I eat to reverse my type 2 diabetes? And we have like 2 minutes. Okay, easy. So here. So I like broad strokes, big beats. So what do you eat if you don't want to track everything? So here's my three pillars that I recommend. First thing is whenever you're consuming food, start with a protein. This will help blunt blood sugar spikes. It will help keep you fuller longer so you don't overeat. And it will help build muscle, which is great for long-term health and blood sugar health. What else do you eat? Two, fibrous foods. So this is code for veggies and some fruits. Again, this will blunt blood sugar responses, help keep you full, keep you from overeating the processed crap that we were talking about a few minutes ago that's all hidden in your food. Three, uh, try to limit as much as possible refined carbs and added fats. Like broad beats. That's what I've told my patients when I have 10 minutes in clinic for years. This is a quick and simple, quick and dirty, quick and imperfect guide to what do I eat. Pick foods within
Yeah.
each of those categories. Eat more of the protein and fibrous vegetables. It's very hard to overeat those, but it's very easy to overeat refined carbs, especially refined carbs that are mixed with added fats. Shout out Tucson, Arizona with the salsa, chips. Boom, perfect, eatable food. So
Hmm.
that's my 1 minute answer, Brian.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna switch to the last one because it's almost like a what that's like was a negative answer. Um,
Ugh, Brian, you always call me out of these negative answers. Sometimes it's
uh,
helpful. Exclusion can
I'm
be
gonna say
helpful.
I know, but the answer is what do I eat, not what do I not eat. Like,
Well,
anyways,
yeah.
so
So I gave lots of stuff to eat, and
well, I'm
now
gonna
if in question, if in doubt,
I'll just tell you what mine is because it kind of goes from the bread thing. Eat more expensive processed food. Like just find better quality processed food. If you want the fun food that's processed, tastes good, just buy a brand that's trying to be healthier and cleaner. And yeah, it's going to cost a little bit more, but you know what that does again? It's going to restrict the amount you eat. I found like some good cereals that are like high in protein, high in fiber. Are they a little bit more costly, expensive than the other ones? Yes, but will they save you in your health goals and your health expenses in the long run? Yes. So if you're buying processed food, opt for the more expensive brands. I know that's gonna sound like just yeah, well, Brian, well, I'm telling you now, if you're buying the cheap brands anyway, like you're buying more of them than you actually need to because they're not filling you up and they're actually part of your problem. So if you're going to be buying processed food, just restrict how much you're eating of it by
oh, you just said the
increasing the
R
cost.
word. Boo.
Oh, restrict. Yeah, shoot. Okay. Try
Brian's
to,
talking
okay.
about Catalina
Give a
Crunch, everybody.
constraint.
It's my
It's
favorite
it's
cereal.
adding, hold on. It's adding a natural constraint. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh,
A
okay. Someone you do
financial
it. It's
constraint.
okay.
Behavioral, this is the laws of behavior change here, Corey. So, all right. Yeah. Read James Clear's book. It'll clear it up. Uh, ironic. James Clear, Atomic Habits, clear it up. That's how you like, that's one of the ways to crowd out or get rid of a negative habit, which in this case, processed food is a negative habit if your goal is to reverse type 2 diabetes. All right, that's all we got, Corey. This was a fun episode. Honestly, I think I really do well in these types of episodes. So we need to kind of do more
Yeah,
of
because you
these.
don't have time to think. You just
Ex-
go. You shoot from the
yes.
hip.
Yeah. All right. This is fun. If you got any more questions, hit us up slide into our DMs on Instagram. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe I just said that. Uh, but yeah, just send us a message on Instagram or email us if you're of that traditional communication type. We will answer those as well. So both are in the comments. We hope to see you on the next episode. If this episode gave you clarity or hope, share it with one friend who's been stuck in the diabetes trap. That's how this mission grows. One person, one family, one story at a time. And if you haven't yet, leaving a quick review helps more people find the show and realize they're not stuck with meds forever. It takes less than a minute and it means the world to us. Thanks for being here and thanks for being part of this movement toward freedom. Thanks for listening to the Diabetes Remission Roadmap. The ideas discussed here are for general informational purposes only and do not constitute medical or nutritional advice. We are pharmacists, but we're not your personal healthcare providers. Always consult your own physician or qualified clinician before changing medications, exercise routines, or nutrition plans. Results vary, and what works for one person may not work for another.